actually started doing art was, I guess, 10th, 11th standard, I guess, when I had this whole inferiority thing where I wouldn't talk to anyone, and I changed schools, and like I was studying in SSLC and then I went to ISC, so it was like a culture shock, like, and I did not understand half the things they'd say, so I would just like sink into like my art. I would sit in the back of the class and I wouldn't talk to anyone, and I would just sit there and sketch like tiny little things. I grew up watching my mom do a lot of art. So she would wake up, finish like all the work at home, and she'd get right into painting. So she'd finish all the work and she'll sit there, she'll start with the painting, and it'll go on till like afternoon, and then she'll come back, make lunch, and then go back into painting again, and then like come back for dinner, and then paint again, and then go back to sleep. So this is like something that I've grown up watching. So I guess I've always been into art. And since mom's an artist, she's been encouraging me to do a lot of art. Like, so there are like two things to this. One that is art that I do for myself, and one that is the art that I do for a little money, because I need money. So the one that I do for myself mostly is like my diary. So I wouldn't write, like I'm really bad at articulating, so I would put it in color, and you can see like a bunch of colors expressing like a bunch out of it. So those paintings would be like a part of my life for me. Like there would be a section of my life when I would be going through something and I would not know how to like express it. So I would take my brush, I would take my colors, I would sit there for like 2-3 hours and then just paint, and I'd feel so much better. There is a recurring theme to it. Most of my paintings are made when I'm feeling sad, so they have like a style to it. I guess it just developed after a point. And the other thing is when I do it as a contract, like I would have people come and say like, design this for me, and I'd be like, okay, cool, so I've designed this and you pay me this much. That's the regular thing that works. So those things wouldn't really mean something to me, but that would be something to satisfy my client rather satisfy myself. That's what I did in these 2 years. Like I did a lot of art, and I would like take projects. Like we did like a lot of installations. We did an installation for TEDx. We did an installation for Narayana Hridyalaya. I think their annual event. We did installations for Pebbles, the pub. I started theatre when I was in the 9th grade, and along with theatre, what I realized was it's a lot of art. I would sit there, design posters, I would design the set, I would design the costume, I'd do makeup, and it was so many things. It was just like painting on canvas, like except it's alive. I started a company called Baked Potato Productions, which basically concentrates on something called Project BEST. So BEST for Break Every Stereotype. So any play that we do would be something that would break a stereotype or something that would make you think a little, and we choose topics that are not really chosen for theatre, at least. I'll have my audience just walking out of the stage like, okay, like I don't know what did that just happen, like and then they'll just go home and like think about it for the next 2 days, and I'm like, yes, I like conquered 3 days of your life, like that's amazing.